Welcome to another edition of Influence, the global podcast that shines a spotlight on the influencer marketing industry. My name is Gordon Glenister. And for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm a keynote speaker, trainer, and consultant in the sector, and more recently published author on influencer marketing strategy. In this series, you'll hear me interview all sorts of people from the world of influencer marketing. But before we start, please don't forget to subscribe to this podcast series just to make sure that you don't miss a future episode. Now, super excited today because I'm going to be talking with the oh so stylish fashion and fitness content creator Rowan, who has over 1.4 million followers on Instagram and a further 1.5 million on YouTube. And he's worked with some amazing, top, exciting brands. And what he's going to do is tell us about his amazing story. So, Rowan, welcome to the Influence Global podcast.
Hi, Gordon, and hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me on this podcast of yours. I'm really excited to share some words, and hopefully, people can take some advice towards their business or social media platforms.
I'm sure they will. In fact, we were just talking about before we started. You just come back from Ibiza of all places, and when you, I can't deny, I was really jealous when you said that. So you said business and pleasure. I guess that's one of the most important things for a fashion lifestyle influencer. Content is everything, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, I don't think since I've been doing this social media, I don't think I had a holiday that was just pleasure only. It's always business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So take us right back to when you really started out. When did you decide to, enter this journey?
Uh, I believe the big transition for me was around 2015 when obviously I jumped on a Instagram platform more seriously. Before that, I was on Facebook as well, which I was still pushing it quite serious. But since I started Instagram, everything became more serious. And at the time, it was the transition between my fitness and towards the fashion as well. So long story short, the way I started, I was posting a lot of fitness content. I was doing a lot of like fitness, competitions and stuff. I had my success there, and then at some point, I just wanted to kind of offer something else to the audience rather than just fitness. So I wanted to create that, that gentleman that looks good in a suit, but at the same time looks good on a beach in a shorts and is not too massive. So I just wanted to look, pleasant. Let's put it like that. And I've seen a few pages out there back in 2015, and I got quite inspired from these certain individuals with the aesthetic of the page. The pages that wasn't necessary into fashion or fitness. They were just a page could be like food, or one guy can be architecture or stuff like that. But I just like the look of the page, the cleanness of the images, the whole aesthetic of the page. Like I was really, really paying attention to each detail. So I kind of wanted to, I was teaching myself by watching all these guys, and I wanted to create a page, a similar page, but obviously totally different subject. So that's why I kind of brought some fashion to my fitness, and then I purchased a camera, and then I also purchased a tripod, and I was just going outside my house after my working hours or before my working hours to take pictures and creating as much content that I can to inspire guys how to dress and how to stay in shape and all this. So that's why I remember saying this to you. That's where consistency beats talent. So especially these days, there's so many content creators out there, but and there's so many talented ones. But if you don't keep the consistency, someone else will take your place in no time. So since I started like posting a lot of like fashion images of my outfits, I was aiming to post at least one look a day. So I wanted to be like, okay, it's 7 days a week. I wanted 7 looks this week and post at least once a day. And then was actually I was so I was so into it that I had days when I was posting 3 times a day, stuff like that.
Really?
And I
Right.
realized after a
Was that
while,
the
well, hold
beginning?
on, yes, I realized after a while, yeah, I realized after a while, hold on a second, I'm doing too many posts because back then it was a different algorithm, it was a different engagement and stuff. It's not like now, because now obviously, as I say, so many people on a platform, you can get a little bit, too busy. So back then there wasn't as many people. So I was like, okay, cool. Like these people really, really love my content and they keep looking forward to see the next one, the next one, the next one. So I was like proper into it. And then after a while, I was doing this just for a hobby. I didn't know you could make this a career from it. I didn't know you could make a business from it. So I had a few messages from several brands asking me like to wear their clothes or to use their products, and they wanted to pay me as well. And in my head I was like, well, hold on, you want me to use your product and you want to pay me as well. And it was just, for me, it was something like, ridiculous. I can't believe like someone wants to pay me to take pictures in their products. And but then after a while I realized, well, hold on, because it's work for me as well, and I don't realize this. And then when I met more people in the industry, they kind of explained me how it works. And then I realized, I was like, oh my god, my hobby actually goes towards a full-time business, because I got to a point to make more income from this than my previous job. That was the point. I basically left my previous job and I jumped on a platform on a full-time.
Yeah.
But then I think it was end of 2016, beginning of 16, I think, something like that, my Instagram got hacked. So I woke up. Yeah, it was oh god, it was worse. It was worse. So I woke up the next morning. I was like, oh my god, I have no Instagram. And then these people hacked me, and then I did everything possible to get my account back. But unfortunately, I couldn't. So I just took a few days off, thinking of myself what I'm gonna do, because I actually quit my job 2 weeks ago. And
What were you doing
now I'm
before,
not.
actually, Rowan? What were you doing? What was your previous
Uh,
job?
I was working as a dancer in theaters.
You was working as a dancer?
In theaters, yeah, yeah,
Were you?
yeah. I was working as a dancer, which I loved. That I had an incredible six years in UK, touring around different companies and stuff. But I kind of got to the point that I was like, okay, cool. I have my own business now. It's not like I hate the job. I love that, but it's just different when you just do work for yourself, or you create a team to work with you as well,
Of course.
your own team. So yeah, and I was like, oh my god, I have no Instagram, I have no job, so what am I going to do now? And I always say in life, you can either become a victim or you find a way out. And I said to myself, come on, man, I'm never a quitter, especially for coming from an athletic background from a young kid. I was like, no, I can't quit. No, I can't. I need to find a way. So what I did, I took a job. As a personal trainer. And on the sides of my clients, when I had time, I started taking pictures again for my new Instagram page. And then luckily my Instagram, the new page I created, people from around the world, they still recognize me, and especially from the UK as well. And then I start getting the followers I had before quickly, very back on my new platform. And then in no time, basically in the first 6 months, I had to leave the personal training job because I started making again an income. The followers wasn't at the same number; it was much lower. But in time, they kind of got bigger than I used to be before. So yeah, but for the audience that's listening now, the account before was on 200,000 followers, and then this one I kind of reached the 200,000 in probably, I'd say, just up to a year. back
Wow.
then
Incredible.
back then yeah, so we went quite high quickly. And then yeah, after that, obviously I secured my Instagram, became more serious, through the years. Back in 2015-16 wasn't as big as it's now, so the security level now is much more higher.
Mm.
And it's not. So I learned some tricks as well, how not to be hacked and stuff like that, and which is all good. But Yeah, that's the story of the Instagram.
Of the Instagram, because your
Yeah,
background, of course, you're not. We were when we met up a little while ago. You're originally from Romania, aren't you? But you moved over here.
originally, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was born in Romania and I moved to UK probably about 12 years ago.
yeah, yeah. And you moved over for a career reasons, or was it because you
Uh,
just wanted a different life?
well, it's a bit of both, to be honest, because I think I love UK. It's a great country. It's in terms of opportunities, possibilities, especially for youngsters to start here. Obviously, it's not going to be easy, but definitely if you work hard and if you're a passionate person and if you
Mm,
know what you want in life, there's no way you can make it,
no.
because there's countries out there. It's really, really, really difficult with the whole government and everything. It don't offer much to the young community to push it.
Yeah, no,
And yeah,
absolutely.
I when I moved here, I literally fell in love with London because I always been living in London. It's just like the beginning was really, really hard, but after I kind of get to know the culture and the language and get to meet few people here and there, and then it just like flow.
Yeah, no, amazing. So just going back to more specifically Instagram, and you said that you've grown your Instagram sort of to 200,000. I mean, people will be listening to that and thinking, how? Some guys will be looking at, even myself, I don't get a huge amount, but obviously I'm not as good looking as you, Rowan, so that probably makes a difference. But but trying to get that follower growth up quickly isn't easy, and I think there's a lot of people out there that think, oh well, it's going to grow, and they then get disillusioned because it doesn't happen. And we said consistency is king, but then probably quality content and using the right hashtags and being seen on the explore page is also very important.
I think quality content is very important as well, but also relevant content.
Relevant content indeed.
So relevant content is so important because my aim since a young kid, actually, in everything I start doing, I always wanted to inspire people with something. So when I transitioned from fitness to fashion, I was like, okay, cool. Fashion wise, I'm probably not the most fashionable guy, but I try to keep it simple, but at the same time, something relevant that everyone can purchase and everyone can pull off.
Mm,
So at the beginning, I was posting all sorts of like trying to create simple outfits that, everyone can put it off. Sometimes, I post a simple outfit and get so much engagement. And sometimes I put an outfit that I think like, oh my God, I like the look of this whole look on me. But there are many people who won't like it because the way they think, they're like, oh yeah, it looks good, but I don't think I can put it off.
yeah, I mean, you
So that's
actually,
why,
I saw something that you put on. Was it a blue suit from Top Man or something? And you just looked amazing in it. And I was just thinking to myself, that looks really good. This is why I love influencer marketing, because
yeah,
actually, you know, it brings products to life in a way that you just can't get in a shop. You go and see a jacket or a suit or a shirt on a shelf rack, and you think, well, okay, that looks nice. The moment you start to see it in lifestyle situations, in these different photo shoots, you think, wow, that looks
it's
really
different.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it just brings it to life, which you just wouldn't see, of course, in a shop, would you? That's why I think it's
Exactly. Yeah. So I think this is a good selling point from this perspective. And, the world is going towards something more realistic and organic when you see on influencers wearing it rather than seeing just in a shop. Okay, cool. I'm going to buy this suit, but then I'm going to buy this suit, but I want to see how it looks on on my favorite influencer or something like that.
Of course, and when you talk about YouTube, of course, or even Reels, it's bringing it to life as well. It's not just a
Yeah,
static; it's walking with it. It's being out and about in Ibiza or of all places, and you think
exactly.
that could be me. That could be me, and that's what I think is super.
The world is changing. Yeah, so quick.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the brands then. What brands have you worked with, and how does a typical brand collaboration work for you?
I work with all sorts of brands, but obviously, recently myself and my team, which my team is just myself and my assistant. which is my friend. So we always try to hit like and to work with more like luxury high top brands, because the past few years we've been enjoying and we've been getting some really nice partnerships, and we try to keep a long term, uh, ongoing partnership with these brands, not just one off. And they've been really happy, and we're very lucky to keep with them and stuff like that. So probably one of the biggest clients in terms of like, let's not talk about just fashion. For example, a lifestyle, like Sony's been one of our biggest clients. Also, we've been working with Aston Martin on ongoing projects, which is car wise. Fashion wise, you see, if I every time I spoke about fashion, there's so many brands out there, and I keep forgetting the leading names, let's put it like that. So yeah, there's many brands we've been working with, and it's been amazing. And yeah, sorry,
But what do
what
they
else
want
you
when you say so? So what I was keen to find out is what do they? So let's just say Aston Martin happens to be one of my most favourite brands ever.
yeah.
What and I've been fortunate to actually see the Aston Martin factory where they've actually got Aston Martins on the sales
Yeah,
floor there, which is just. I remember going and having a chat with them. They've got this thing that they used to have the James Bond collection, which was a range of
yeah.
merchandise. I don't know if they still have, but
Actually, talking about that, I was supposed to go to the garage in London either actually today, but because I'm quarantining for 5 days, I can't get out of the house to go because they invite me to see the James Bond collection and all this.
it's amazing. Yeah, I mean
I
it's.
know I can't. I was like, God, I have to be indoors.
But just on that then, so they would have approached you, or would it be through an
so,
agency, or how?
so the way it works, I think they approached me back a few years ago, and since then we always been doing some sort of partnerships that they release a new model of a car, and then they send it to you to test drive it to see how you find it, and then obviously I my audience is mainly male, so male love cars. Like probably 85 to 90% of my audience is guys, and then which is good in my favor because I get a lot of business from these brands. Because
Absolutely.
especially male, all guys, they love watches and cars, so it's amazing. So with them, like every time they release a model or they want to push a model, they just send you to test drive it, and then I will always look for a really nice, classic car or luxury car to pair for example, my outfits with.
Of course. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then even that you said, we were talking about fashion earlier. It's different when you see like a influencer wearing the suit. It's the same thing. You see an influencer drive around the car with a nice outfit, take a different perspective of pictures, videos of the car. You're just gonna look, okay, cool. Let's see what's Rowan doing this weekend with the new DBX model from Aston Martin.
Yeah.
So let's see what he's gonna wear with that color. If the color is blue, what he's gonna wear, what he's gonna match. So it's just all details.
Yeah.
And then they've been loving my work with them, and then I've been loving as well the brand itself. It's such a classy brand, and it always works with my page for the outfits I wear and places I go, for example.
Yeah, yeah, and I guess because you deliver that, and then you've almost niched yourself down to luxury brands, it then attracts other luxury brands because the argument, of course, is that people that like Aston Martins probably also
Yeah,
like expensive watches, also like
exactly,
fine wine, and
exactly.
and this is what I think is really important to see how niche influence can really work in your favor, but also in the brand's favor, rather than you being all things to everybody. It's more challenging for a brand to find out where your audience is. And has that audience grown all around the world? Has it been? I mean, what's the geo split of your audience?
So my audience is basically around the world. Obviously, the main countries it's always going to be like UK, USA, and Europe.
Yeah,
But then uh, I realized when I went, for example, when I went to visit the Middle East last year, I mean, actually this year, sorry, in January, I realized that I have quite a bit of audience as well there. So I had to extend my trip because I got quite a few businesses there, which for me was great because what I realized about Middle East, Dubai, talking about Dubai, there's not many guys that have proper, they know how to dress or style. You
Mm.
know, everyone. There's a lot of people. Obviously, there's a lot of people with money there, but they follow the trends. They don't follow the style.
Yeah, yeah, no,
So a lot of
absolutely.
people buying all these, high top brands, but they don't know how to mix and match them.
Yeah, yeah,
And for me walking there, I realized, oh my God, there's so much business opportunity for me here because this guys, this is no style. It's not like you walk in Mayfair and you see guys in a suits on a Savile Row. Wow, that's great.
yeah,
You don't see that there.
yeah, yeah. I think there's a lot to be said for men needing
Yeah,
stylists,
yeah,
don't
yeah,
you?
yeah,
I
yeah.
really, if you look at, Italians and Spanish guys, I think they look a lot, if I'm honest, a lot more stylish than a lot of Brit guys overall as a nation.
Overall, as a nation, yeah, you are totally right.
So I think that's great for people like you because you can help inspire people with that look and creating the right ambiance. So that's really really cool. And what about what do you think is going to change? I mean, in terms of future growth, obviously TikTok has been hugely successful over the last, particularly in the pandemic. Now the most downloadable app. Are you on TikTok as well? And what's your thought?
I started at the same time. I started in a pandemic as well, and then I grew it to a certain extent. And then at the same time, my YouTube got big in a pandemic as well. So for being on obviously full on Instagram, and then I transitioned on full on YouTube, I was on two big platforms that it was constantly, taking my time away. And I realized, okay, cool, I'd rather stick on Instagram and YouTube on full time.
Mm.
And the third platform would be quite a lot for me.
Yeah, and I think
I probably need a bigger team, to be honest. I like TikTok, but then it wasn't 100% for me. I could create something cool, but all I need is the time and more people around me to help me
it's
to,
true. It's true.
yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realise that. I mean, I'm surprised that there's just you plus your assistant because, given the size of your audience, just thinking about content, thinking about and the brand collaborations, the communication between the two, writing blogs and all of this stuff. I mean, over the last 2 or 3 years, I've met many, many content creators, and sometimes they feel like they're on a hamster wheel because they're creating this content for
It
people,
is,
and
yeah.
people want more of it and more of it and more of
Yeah.
it, and you think, well, guys, I've got to have a bit of time out. I've got to,
Yeah, yeah.
because it's sort of full on, isn't it? And maybe
It
that's what you
is,
do need to
yeah.
do is to create. I mean, you were saying you've got a camera there. Do you? Is it? What camera is it that you've got?
Right now, I'm using most of my equipment is from Sony.
Oh, of course, because you've got the collaboration.
So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so I'm using like quite a lot of this stuff. Actually, the way I start working with Sony is I used to be a Canon lover before, and all my equipment was from Canon. I wasn't working with them. It was just I just liked the DSLR that I had, and then when Sony released the mirrorless A7 cameras, I just liked that it was just super easy to use. It wasn't a massive camera, and you get this basically the same quality. So I was like, wow, and the colors are slightly bit different as well,
mm,
which are popping out a bit more than on a Canon, from what I realized. But it's not much difference. We're talking like, let's say, if you try to compare a Ferrari with a Lamborghini, they're both supercars, they're both nice, looking nice. It's just very similar, minus things they have than each other. So yeah, that's since then I started working with. I actually proposed them a partnership myself. I said that I love their cameras. I tried them quite a bit from my friends, and then I said, let's start to do something together because most of my followers, every time I take pictures, they always ask me what lens I'm using, what
yeah,
camera I'm using, and then I said this could be very beneficial for them to sell their products. Because
absolutely.
once I'm gonna start saying my followers, hey guys, I'm just transitioning from Canon to Sony, everyone will be like, what? What's happening? What is it? How comes? So that would be a good selling point for them because it was all organic. It wasn't like a push partnership. It was like, it's just basically I would actually buy the camera myself.
Yeah. Do you? I mean, I'm just thinking. We were talking about followers and stuff a little while ago. Do you? Presumably, you've got some other influencers and content creators that are following you. Is that the case with guys and girls?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Have you got content creators following you? In other words, so
Oh, I
they're
guess so.
interested.
Yeah, yeah. We all help each other with comments. We engage with each other. I think it's very important in this creating world
It is.
to have friends. So everywhere I travel in a different countries, we always like meet up. And even in London, with the ones that I'm friends, we always meet up at the events when we have events, or sometimes we catch up for a shoot to take pictures of each other. And yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I can see that. And I think sometimes, if a brand is wanting to find other like-minded people like you, then, you might be in a position to say, recommend others and say, look,
Oh,
there are
absolutely.
other
I with
people that might be worth looking at. He's a great guy, she's a great girl, and that's a great help for the brand, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's what I'll say as well, because we always do this. Probably the brand is not for me, but it would actually someone else will be perfect for their page.
Yeah.
So I always do the things. I think it's quite good, like you said, for the brand and also for us as the influencers as well, because that
Mm.
job might not be for me, but it's for my mate or someone else.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, sort of lasting tips as well. Perhaps if you can just share some of your thoughts on what you think is somebody that's on their way up now. What would you say? What would you give to your younger self?
So
As some
before,
tips.
obviously, before I wanna say to the guys that are on the way up, I wanna say something to the guys that they haven't even started yet and they thinking to jump on a platform, but they're too scared because it's too late. And my words for that, I think, and from my own experience with YouTube, for example, it's never too late for anything.
Hmm.
Because when I started YouTube in a pandemic, on I probably had like about 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, and which pandemic hit. Uh, Long story short, I literally grew the YouTube from 20 to like a million in less than a year. So what happened? I was just creating a lot of content in a pandemic, relevant content that people can train at home because the gyms were closed. And I tried to create something for everyone that everyone can do, not like crazy, like extreme level. So just workouts at home, and then that's why my YouTube exploded. So I always want to say to people, if you have any idea at all, and you want to jump on a platform to share your idea with the world, just do it. Don't listen to your, you know, Karen or John or whatever is going to tell you, oh, I think you're wasting your time here. No, just try. There's nothing to lose,
Yeah, yeah,
because you never know where that idea can take you. If you
yeah.
have an idea or a vision, just go for it. Well, probably won't be like a successful idea, but at least you try it and you
And
go for it.
I was going to say some of the best content creators, if you ask them what their first video was like in comparison to what their videos are like now, there's like a country mile of difference, isn't there?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. But many times it's probably in the beginning you don't have the quality, but you still post something relevant that, I've seen most of the viral video on YouTube, they've been taken with the iPhone with the very bad lighting and stuff like that. And in my opinion, I was like, I do understand why the video went viral, because the person who's, doing this talking or it's actually relevant content that we learn something from it.
of
So
course.
that's why it went viral. And obviously, that person in time, it becomes a master. The more you do it, the better you are.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Super. All right. Well, look, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today, Rowan, and I wish you all the success in your future. And I'll look out for those Aston Martin videos and pictures, and we'll have to go to an event together. I think it'll be
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. We're sure we're gonna be there at some point, especially now that the world is starting to get back to normal. More events, more brands are doing like it's great.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks ever so much.
Thank you so much, Gordon. Have a lovely day, and thank you everyone for listening.
So that's it for another edition of Influence. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and give me your feedback, Gordon at gordonglenister.com, or you can follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, where you can also ask me a question. And if you're able to give us a 5-star review, that really does help us immensely. If you want to help in creating an influencer marketing strategy, or you want to join my influencer marketing roundtable event, please head over to my website, gordonglenister.com. Thanks as always to my producer Neil Whiteside from Freedom One, and until next time, from me, Gordon Glenister, it's bye for now.